Hello and greetings, welcome back to week, I don't know, day 57? Yeah, that's right, weeks. We don't talk about weeks here, it's day 57. Day 57 of making a mini adventure game in AGS called Day of the Redacted. And we're getting there. We're making a shmup in our mini game, our mini adventure game. A mini game in our mini game. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to working on it some more. I didn't get a chance to jump in and do dev work yesterday, but today we got a little bit of time. I had planned on coming back online for game dev actually on Thursday, but that didn't happen either. So yeah, we're it's now Saturday, and we're finally getting into it. It's also going to be a short one today. I think it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a short one. It's good to see you, Adrian. Welcome in, man. Been doing some asset name housekeeping while I think about the system stuff to build. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, so I'm working on what we did last time. I think the very last thing I did last stream on game dev was actually just putting in mouse controls, but there's no way to select mouse controls. I don't know what I want to do there, because traditionally, a point-and-click adventure game uses the mouse, basically exclusively. Most players exclusively use the mouse. And when it's a two-verb kind of setup, where it's like you left-click for basically all interactions and right-click to look, it just seems almost mean to make somebody take their hand off the mouse and use the keyboard to pilot a ship. But I feel like that's the better experience, gameplay-wise, to use the keyboard or a joystick. I want to see if I can add joystick support, but I also want to be able to say, look, if you use the mouse, if you want to use the mouse, click here to turn on the mouse. Maybe have it turned on by default, I don't know. But yeah, the keyboard and the joystick, in theory, I can just leave and it should just work. I don't know if AGS has joystick support. I imagine it does. Like, I imagine it has joystick support, but it might not. So we'll have to look into that too at some point. But there's still a lot to do. We still got to, like, I think we got to create a few more enemies. We have to design a boss fight, and we have to, like, come up with, like, how the level progresses. But I think we have, like, most stuff in. We just don't have a way to kill the player character in the shmup yet. Go big curse, left and right mouse buttons to move left and right, moving the mouse to shoot. That could be a cool way to do it. Like, that could actually be a cool mechanic. I don't know. How do you move forward and back, though? That's the problem. You need to be able to move forward and back, too. Oh, I guess you move the mouse left and right to shoot, and then you move the mouse forward and backward to accelerate. Let's dive into the document. We can do a little bit of a review before we dive in. It has been a few days since we last dev streamed, and I do like to just make sure I'm not forgetting something. So we'll jump into the document. We'll take a look at that. Also, I did get a haircut, although I didn't brush my hair today. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. As I've been talking about getting a haircut for, like, I don't know how many dev streams now. It's been a long time since I had a haircut, so... we're looking at day 57, which we prepared at the end of the last stream. It does say at the top here, maybe work on the shmup or fix current flow so the player can get to the junkyard, add screen for gatehouse and sleeping guard part. Yeah, right. We're not going to do that today. We're going to stick with the shmup. I guess, like, this is the list of things to do. I'll scroll up in a second and we'll look at what else might need to be done. Consider how to update to handle mouse movement as a setting. Right, a setting. Right, cool. That's what we just talked about. That enemies, adding like more enemies, maybe some mines, stuff like that. Boss designs, we got to work on that. State management. Okay. This is like one of those, like, it's kind of the boring part of game development that you kind of have to do. It's like, nobody thinks about making their game and goes like, oh, I need to think about how the menu is going to work, but you kind of do have to think about those things. So we'll think about state management for the menu. I'm not going to use, like, standard interface stuff for AGS. I just don't like using it. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, we'll plug it all in. We'll make it so that, you know, your mouse can interact with it and you can click on it, stuff like that. We'll also make it so it handles keyboard inputs. So once you open the Game Boy, you can use the keyboard input, not the Game Boy, the game console. You can use the keyboard inputs to move which things selected. So we need to, the menu will need to track that kind of state, like what's currently selected, what are the menu options, and where do the menu options, what they do, like when you interact with them. And then likewise with ship configuration, we'll have a menu for that. We want it to work with keyboard and we want it to work with mouse. Gameplay mode is basically the part that we've kind of started working on, which is like, you know, the scrolling background and everything else. We probably want to have, we've got active, game over, and win. We probably want to add pause just in case. If the window loses focus, maybe we can auto pause. If anything else happens, we can pause the game. Could be a good way to do it. Think about implementing shmup engine in AGS. I mean, I've thought about that. Add subpixel space coordinates. This is something we talked about last time as well. I was running into a thing where I felt like I didn't have enough control over the fluidity of the movement based on things like the fuselage size. Like, you can only, like, the current slowest you can go is 1 pixel. That's the slowest you can go. We could make it 1/10 of a pixel quite easily. And that would give us a lot more variability to play with in terms of like speed of the player character and of the enemies and stuff like that. There's no reason why we shouldn't do it. It's just finding maybe a more reasonable number. Like I've said 2x or 4x. I think 5x is probably a comfortable space for it. If we're going to multiplying by 5 might be a comfortable way to go. It could introduce other weird issues with rounding and stuff like that, though. So maybe you want to just stick with a multiple of 2 just to be on the safe side. So maybe going by 6 or something like that. Pathing, just hard-code enemy movement. That's what I plan to do. I don't plan to like design anything like complex. Each individual enemy, I'll just say like follow this routine, and I'll just go and program a routine. And that's it. Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to think too hard about it. I really don't want to think too hard about it. So, like, maybe I'll just have, like, a path that's programmed in and we just lerp from start to end. Or we'll do something else. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to think about it a little bit. I really want to avoid thinking about it, though. Score. I think we added a score. Technically, we did add a score. I can check that one off, actually. Or delete it, I guess, and check it off from last time. We've thought briefly about score. We probably want to go back and like tweak that, but in terms of like implementing basic features, it's kind of done. Yeah, so that's where that's at. Let's just go scroll up a little bit and see what else is going on. It's funny how this started out as fake updates fit out setup screen, and I've gone and made it a real thing. Like I've gone and made it actually impact the way the ship maneuvers and stuff. It's like, didn't need to do that probably. Could have probably just like left it as a puzzle element and just visually change things. But no, I had to go and do the the more complicated thing, right? Anyway. That'll probably come. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. Hopefully not. Scrolling up a little further. Okay, here we have the minigame, like just an outline. Let's just see where we've hit along going in this outline. Puzzle mechanics, ship configurator, get correct configuration. So that's something I have to think about like after we've implemented everything. Try and get something good there. If you get it incorrect, the player can try to win manually. It'll be stupid hard. So yeah, I have to figure out like a reasonable way to make it feel like it's not good enough and you failing. Like maybe just taking like way more damage and stuff like that. But then it's like I have to like, you can probably infer the correct build. So I don't want people to just be able to guess the correct build. Although maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Maybe have a strategy guide in the bedroom is a good idea too. Planet, we've done that. Yeah, that we're not doing this stuff, at least not now. Maybe if I decide I want to go back and work on the game a little bit more, we will do that. Configure parts, we did all this. Well, okay, we didn't do any primary or secondary weapon selections. Something I want to keep in mind, but not necessarily going to do it. That will add a little bit more to the puzzle element, because you have to get like all of this stuff configured correctly, but then there's like, oh, you know, energy weapons are more powerful in this case, or something like that. Secondary weapon might be important. Maybe this is like, maybe we'll do like some other thing. There's more stuff in the ship configuration, so like maybe there's a certain assets you can like attach to your ship that will like a shield generator, or you can attach a extra armor plate or something like that. Like there'll be maybe some like other things there, like nano armor versus energy armor, those kind of things. So we can have it like the player has to make guesses as to which configuration is correct, and if they go find the strategy guide, it'll tell them like you should select the nano armor, and that way we can make the game feel a little bit more like complex, and also we can hand wave the reason that you failed is because you selected the wrong thing, but now that you've selected the right thing, it's fine. We don't really have to like demonstrate that to the player as much because it's just like selecting a bunch of different options. So we'll maybe make like 4 or so other options there. Maybe we'll make it so that like the thrusters and the wings and armor and etc., all that sort of stuff is not actually critical to success, but maybe they like help a little bit. Like maybe players just feel they help a little bit, something like that. Hey Blue X, great to see you. Every teen hides a hot tips and tricks to video games under their bed. Yeah, like who doesn't have a magazine under their bed that's full of strategies for playing video games? Okay, yeah, and this is just the stuff to do before we finish the game. This is like stuff I wanted to get done before we move on and finish up working on like phase 3 of the game, I guess. Cool, and I think that's it. So I guess you know what, it's a good idea. I was talking about these goals to my wife yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. And I just like kind of want to look at it again and just like reinvigorate them in my mind of like, you know, this is the focus for the year kind of thing. Side note, I am a little tired today. I didn't sleep great the day before yesterday, and last night I also didn't sleep great. So I think over the last 48 hours I probably slept maybe somewhere in the range of like 6 to 8 hours. So I am a little tired still, and that will probably impact my ability to articulate well, but hopefully my brain works well enough that I can do the programming side of things. Refraction, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing good. It's game day's been going good, Blue X. This is my first time back in like a week though, or something like that. I think Sunday last week was the last dev stream, so it's now Saturday. It's practically a week. We meet again, Coburn. How's it going? Oh man, could be better. I hope things do improve then. So yeah, that's where I guess let's look at these goals. Just I mean, that brief little update there kind of sidetracked my brain, and I was thinking about tiredness for a minute. Anyway, continue to release new games, Day of the Redacted, and 2 others. I was thinking about this goal. It's like basically on par with last year if I finished Day of the Redacted last year. So it is technically an improvement over last year. So I think that's a good goal. I want to say +3, but one of them would have to be like a really small, like game jammy type game. So maybe I'll think about game jammy stuff some other time. I've done game jams before, but I don't really like them that much. I think they're a really good idea for like doing some rapid prototyping of like some game concepts, but I don't think they're actually very effective in like making robust and well thought out games, because they don't really give you a chance to really think mechanically about any kind of depth. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there is something to be said for practice, right? Like getting the practice is a good thing, but I think at a certain point that has diminishing returns, and then it just comes down to like, what are you getting out of it? Like maybe I can prototype some stuff. Do I need a game jam to prototype some stuff? Probably not. But maybe it's good motivation. And also, like, the themes maybe could be inspiring too. Sometimes the themes you come up with some good ideas based on themes. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe game jam, maybe not. I'm not sure. branch out onto new genres. Yeah, that's still something I'm very keen on doing. I want to do some other kinds of games. I'll probably still be graphic adventure adjacent, honestly. Probably like cinematic platformers on my mind. Like Alone in the Dark style game is on my mind. So yeah, those are very adjacent to point and click adventures. But there's also like, I don't know, like for example, a roguelike or something like that, or a tycoon game. Those kind of games are things that I've also been thinking about. So we'll see. Make financial success. Good. Yeah, great goal to have. I don't know how realistic this is still. I feel like this is probably a bit of a stretch. This is like, it's one of those things like, is this in your control? Like, how much control do you really have as the developer of a game when you're working in your spare time to make a game that is going to be financially successful? It's like, well, what kind of games, like, do you have moral obligations or moral limitations on what you are trying to do to make money? Because I could probably make a mobile game with all the microtransactions and advertising and all that kind of stuff, and maybe that would make good money. You know, if you find the right niche, or you happen to Flappy Bird, that'd be great. But I don't think that's something you can control. It's one of those things that's outside of your control. Maybe you can influence a little bit, but I think in terms of like actual control, all I can control is like what I actually make. So this is still a pretty interesting goal. I want to do it. I'd love to reach this $100+ per hour, because that would mean like the viability of me going full-time is much more likely. But yeah, we'll see. I could just like spend 1 hour making a game and sell it for $100 to somebody and then achieve this goal. Maybe I can convince my wife to pay $100 for a game that I made in an hour, and then we would be done. But I don't think I want to game the system that much. Release a game on Steam. I think this is just something I wanted to do. I'm thinking what this is going to be is I'm just going to annotate this a little bit more. DOTTR bundled with DOTS and DOTH, just like a full set with like a launcher interface, and the launcher interface could pull like an itch page, like pull content from web somewhere, maybe like GitHub repo, anything. Like maybe I just create a gist and I can edit the gist to update what content is displayed. That way I can say like, hey, I released a new game. So when somebody opens the launcher, they'll see like, oh, okay, Mike released a roguelike. I'll click on that link as part of the launcher. It's just a way to be able to tell customers that are already customers, like, hey, there's something new to look at. So yeah, it's sort of like a news feed inside the launcher is a great idea, I think. A lot of games do that. I'm trying to think of some examples. I know the Sniper Elite games do it. I'm sure there's others. I'm just blanking on it right now. I'm pretty sure the Subnautica games do it. And this is the reason for that is I'm pretty sure Steam developer rules say you can't contact your customers, people who own your game. You can't send them any kind of message saying like, hey, we released a new game. So to contact them, your best bet is to like put something in the game launcher or in the game menu or something like that like provides in their face updates. And the thing about that is you're targeting people who are already a customer, so they like your game already. If they haven't refunded it and they're loading it up for another playthrough or something, you know they're already a customer that's interested in playing your games. So putting something in their face saying like, hey, we got this new game out, could actually yield results. Especially if it's the same genre as the game that they're already playing. A sequel, perhaps. Tolplin, good to see ya. Good for people who can't find a project to latch onto. Nothing stopping you from prototyping any time of the week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, game jams. Exactly. Having some pie and salad, that sounds like a good lunch or afternoon tea. Microtransactions is something devs may not like, for example, but sometimes you have to do it to make some ends meet. Yeah, look, that's the reality is maybe I will make a mobile game at some point, but I feel morally opposed to it right now. Maybe my morals are flexible, but I don't know. Like, I refused to take a job offer that was to work at like a poker machine company, poker machine games. What do you call them? Yeah, poker. I think that's what they're called, right? Poker machines. Anyway, I didn't really feel like good about designing games that would deprive people of their money in a way that I feel is amoral, at least. Backport your characters to older games so you can talk to them. Ask me about Blue or Day of the Redacted. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I could. That's an actual option, is like including a character in the game that's just there to talk to them about the current news. If I go back to making mobile games, I'll probably target iOS because Google Play is just dead. I don't know what that emote means. Oh yeah, dead. I think Google Play is not as bad as it's made out to be. I think Google Play is great. It just depends on how you're planning to make money. If you're planning to make money from microtransactions or from what do they call it? Premium sales, like direct priced games, whatever that's called. It's probably not the right platform. But if you want to make money from advertising, I think that they do. I think Android's a great platform for that because it's global as well. So you can have marketing in different regions, advertising in different regions as well, contributing to your bottom line. So you can make a fair bit of money on advertising. And Android's broadly distributed. More broadly distributed. Too much pain? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it depends on like which version of Android you want to support and all that too. That's true. Screenshots on all sorts of devices, content ratings, stupid restrictions on anime stuff. Haven't tried iOS dev though. I imagine a lot of that will be similar because it's the ratings and stuff like that are due to regional distribution. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, a lot of waffling on. Social media growth, wishlisting on games. I graded this out because I wasn't 100% sure about these goals. I'm still not 100% sure about these goals. So I still feel like I'm missing a goal. I wanted to have at least 5 like really solid goals. I still haven't landed on anything yet. My goal, my 6th goal is to come up with another goal that I can include as my 6th goal. And I want to do that before the 15th of next month. So give myself about a month to think about it. The 15th would be a Saturday. 15th of February is a Saturday. So give me a couple of weeks to think about it, you know. All right. Let's jump right back into the day 57. I was going to say the final day, and it wasn't right. That's not right. It's not the final day. It's final day currently in the document, but yeah, we'll jump in. Let's go in and actually look at some stuff to do with moving the character, I guess. Let's just like quickly take a look where we left off. Right now, the mouse movement will override everything as well. So let me press this button so you can see the full screen. It did launch, right? Oh, here it is. Just sitting in the background there. So as soon as we use the Game Boy, yeah, it's going to move toward the mouse, wherever the mouse last was. So if I've got my mouse over here on the left of the screen, but you can see the cursor is at the top of the screen, so the jet flies to that, and then, yeah, it'll do the same no matter where I move it. if I leave it stationary, I can move around within a certain bounds, where I've got kind of like a dead zone on the mouse. But then if I go outside of that, it'll just get sucked back towards there. And depending on order of operations, I can move down and to the right, but I can't move up and to the left. So, yeah, we want to be able to toggle on and off the mouse input. So, also I should be able to make left click shoot, because right now I have to use the keyboard to shoot. Probably want it to be left click to shoot. So let's do that too. All this code is basically contained in here, except for some of those GUI elements, which right now I'm just using them for debug purposes, so it's fine. But I probably want to clean those up. These GUI elements, I probably want to clean it up. And also maybe add support for like an image. So maybe I'll create like an IM image button or something like that. IM button image. I don't know, something like that. Which would take a texture ID and coordinates or something like that as well. So we can like create some GUI elements and use them rather than like having it render them real time as well. So anyway, back over to here where we got the code. This is all our code for the game. There's a fair bit of code here, but it's honestly like not that much. We've got less than 1,000 lines of code so far. This was debug stuff. We get rid of that. Probably don't even know what that's. Oh, that's like when we had the entity for the player handled outside of the main entity group, but now it's handled inside of the main entity group, so that's good. All right, where's the part where we... Okay, here's the part where we do the mouse stuff. So this is basically just like, we want to make a controller, a virtual controller, and we'll have it have like basically controller axes, like left, right, up, down. Let's see now. We probably also want... Yeah, let me look into the joystick situation. We have game and game state, but I don't see game controller or gamepad or anything like that. Let's see if there's a joystick. There's not. Let's go look at the documentation for AGS and see if there's a joystick documentation. I got a lot of windows open. It's fine. We'll leave them open for now. Doesn't really matter. No big deal. Let's see. I'll search for joystick first. Joystick, controller, gamepad. Okay, now that, because that was none of those terms came up in the indexed documentation, I'll just Google it. AGS joystick. Okay, there's a plugin for it apparently. Game controller support. Basic joystick, only AGS setup. English Amiga board. I don't know what that means. Alright, let's look at this plugin. Joystick game controller. Alright, let's go to page 1, I guess. Okay. Want to use joystick or gamepad in your game? With this plugin, you can. Check it out. Download v1.2.1 or tutorial with examples v2r2. Okay. And these are as old as 2010. I feel like AGS has been left so far behind and it's just being propped up by plugins maybe. I don't know. Hey Stockwater, good to see you. I was hoping I'd see you today. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome. Just to say hi. Nothing in particular. Where's the download? A Google Drive download, huh? Hmm. All right. I mean, I guess they have it. There's also 7 pages worth of comments here. This is from 2019, so that's relatively recent. This is the person who made it. Ah, yes, this is a rather generic error. Something along the lines of, you tried to use an object that no longer exists. Could be the same problem as before. Have a look for any piece of code that might use a joystick object that's invalid. So valid would return false. There could perhaps be some repeatedly execute that runs before the game restore event has a chance to do checks. I don't exactly know the order of events in AGS. There might still be a bug in the plugin though. Just checking. Okay. Cool. 2022, 2022, 2 different questions, no answers. Oh wait, maybe this is an answer to that question, sorry. I didn't really read it. Good morning and whatever. Does anyone have all this plugin version and tutorials? The links to in the original post lead to Google Drive page that doesn't allow me to download anything, saying I've got no access. Okay. I don't think this is actively developed anymore. Your best bet might be instead use this plugin. Okay, and this one's 2019 plugin. Wow. A more recent one. Cross-platform as well? Okay, are they using SDL? Isn't AGS built on top of SDL already? Wouldn't it be like super easy just to mod AGS directly? G-Funk! Good to see you, man. What's up? Just got back from overnight at the folks. Oh, nice. Interesting. Oh, we can even rumble the gamepad. That's pretty cool. Question. Mad Dog Williams. Easy to play, takes a while, etc. You can finish the game in like 20 minutes if you speedrun it. But to play it regularly, casual playthrough, without knowing all of the solutions, there are definitely a lot of gotchas. A lot of ways to die, and... One... 2... 3... I feel like there's like 3 potential soft locks you could run into. Four soft locks, maybe? Maybe there's like up to 5 soft locks. It is very much in the Sierra camp, but I think the deaths in this game in Mad Dog Williams are fairer than most Sierra deaths. Like for the most part, there is probably some that are a bit more like deathly in the Sierra camp, but for the most part, I think the deaths feel pretty fair. It also has combat, which whilst the combat's not amazing, it is fun to have arcade style combat in an adventure game like that. And it is text parser interface as well. The text parser interface is also rudimentary but also flexible, which is fun. So you can type like get ye flask and it will get the flask. You don't have to like, it's as long as you type get and flask, it's basically like, okay, I'll get the flask. So I think maybe there's some limitations like how many words you can put in, but yeah, like I don't think you can say like get the ridiculously large flask. Don't know if that would work, but yeah. I got my hands on it, so putting in my list of things to do. Yeah, to play. Yeah, awesome. You can do, I'd say, depending on how lucky you get and whether or not you're going to use a walkthrough, it's not a very long game. Save the game regularly, I would say. Use different save slots. Pretty much treat it like a Sierra game. You should be right. It's got some interesting ideas in there. I like the story. The story's kind of fun. Go to Archive and download the manual that I uploaded to Archive and the map, because those are both just fun to look at if you haven't already done so. Also, there's backstory in the manual that you can read. It's like it's the novella, which is like not very long. It's pretty short, but it's a good little story. Gives you a little background on the world. Yeah, Mad Dog Williams is fun. I'm trying to estimate how long it would take like a first time playthrough. I would say anywhere from like 3 hours to maybe up to like 8 hours, depending on how you go with it. And also like how interrupted your streams get and stuff like that. You might inflate or deflate it a little bit based on that. But yeah, it's a good game. It should be a couple of streams worth, I would imagine, yeah. But it's like you might get lucky or just be really smart and figure it all out real quick. Yeah, you're welcome. I like that game, so happy to talk about it. All right. So it does look like they've got a lot of like functionality here, and it's just like some GitHub downloads. How's this work? Let me read this. This 200 value, I guess, is like a dead zone. Okay, and this is just basically saying like it will only like do it once if you press it. So this is like good for like menus or something, so you have to repeatedly press down instead of pressing down once. And like, yeah, it'll only do like one frame of input. Could be handy for certain aspects. All right. Yeah, this looks like a good way to do it. So I'm not gonna play with this right now. I just wanted to look and see if there was an option. It looks like there is an option. So I'm just going to star this and go to the GitHub repo, I guess. And I'll just like, I haven't signed in to any GitHub on the dev channel browser. So maybe I'll do that sometime. Then we'll be able to start the repo as well. Anyway, I'll just bookmark it as well. There you go. Cool. So we'll be able to do that. And then basically we want to just narrow this down to like a virtual controller. Our virtual controller is going to have up, down, left, right, and A and B. I may add, I guess I want to add like pause or something like that too. I'm just going to chuck a struct right here. Call this controller. And it's going to have, I'm going to go with Boolean for everything. And just like whether it's current. You know what? I'll do an int. Is there a char or a byte? There is a char. We might as well just use a char. Can I do unsigned? Char, or is it already unsigned? I don't know. It's probably signed. It's probably a signed char, so it goes up to 128. I don't know. It's fine. We're only going to use like 1, 2, and 3, 0, 1, and 2, I think. So we'll do up. Down. Left. Right. And we'll have fire A. Fire B, start, and select. I don't know if we'll use start and select, but they're optional. So, hey, Grizzleby, good to see ya. When are you going to play Mad Dog Williams, G-Funk? In a few weeks, I reckon. Probably Thursday. Nice. Okay, so we're saying update controller. We're gonna have like basically a controller is mouse boolean. We'll default that to off. And we'll do that. Just finished King's Quest 7. Gonna play fan-made Silver Linings game, then King's Quest 8. There may be that. Oh, okay. I haven't looked at the Silver Linings fan game. Is it? Well, let me know if it's worth a look, I guess. Can I get caffeine injected directly into my veins? I'm feeling tired. I'm not sure if stream is going to happen today. Export. No. Okay, so now I'm just going to take all this stuff. Not this stuff. All of this stuff. I'm just going to control C it for now, but I really, really want to control X it. You know what? I'll control X. No, I'll control. I'm tempted. Anyway, we'll pop it in here, and we'll also let's pop it in here first. Let's convert it. Let's put it in both. Why not put it at both places? Why not both? There we go. All right. So then we can just go ahead and delete this, and delete this, and delete this. Oh, it's not that. All right. Things are going great. Things are going perfectly. There's nothing wrong at all. Mouse dot click is button is key press? Like, I can't do E like mouse. I can do E mouse left. Okay. Blah blah blah. Else do the joystick stuff. Okay, so that's all of that. So we just delete all the mouse inputs here on this side. Okay. Wow, this shouldn't be here. It looks pretty cool. Made in Unity. Happens just after King's Quest 7, where you're Graham again trying to rescue your kids, but apparently find that your wife, Valenice, has potential dark past. Oh, interesting. Gameplay is like 20th anniversary edition of Gabriel Knight, I believe. I don't know if I played the 20th anniversary of Gabriel Knight. I don't think I have. Okay, so this stays here. And then this part is going to be looking at the controller. So we just say controller.left. Greater than 0. This is what, right? That's right. Up. All right. We delete this. I thought I deleted that already. Walk around 3D vibe. Oh, okay. So it's like actually 3D. So now when we updating the controller, we're gonna say controller dot left dot equals control left plus 1 mod 3. I don't know if I need to bracket because I always forget how mod works, if it's like a mole or not. I don't remember, so I'll just do this. So basically basically it'll start on 0, and then if you are you know, pressing left by moving the mouse to the left, it will say adding 1 to it. If it's 1, that means it just was pressed, and if it's 2, it means it's still being pressed. I might want to have like a just released and make this a -1, but then I need to handle that as well, and so I need to, like, you know, that's like something else to handle. So at the moment I'm just not going to have a was just released, but having a just released is a great thing for activating certain things in certain games. In this game, it's probably unnecessary to have a just released button, just released thing. But yeah, now we can sort of like know if it was just pressed or not, right? We could also just have a left went down, left went up, and left is down. And so when it went down, it would only be on for 1 frame, and it went up, it would only be on for 1 frame, and then is down would just be whether or not it's down. Again, using those to trigger different events. So I'm not going to think too hard about it. I'm just going to do this for now, which will probably be fine. I imagine it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm just going to copy this and just replace this. So this should be right. And replace this. This should be down, no, up. This should be down. And this should be fire A. While we're here, might as well add fire B. Oh man, I gotta replace these two. Wasn't really paying attention there. Cool, cool, cool. Pretty much the exact same thing for these. So I could left condition, right condition, and then just put this all in one place. I don't know which way I want to deal with it. Whatever, man. Whatever. You know what I mean? Oh wait, this is not right. This is not right. This is illogical. You know what? I'm just gonna make it 1. I'm not gonna worry about just, you know, we'll just do this. We can make this have rolling values later. We'll have rolling values later if I can be bothered. If I don't really need it. I was just trying to put something in there to future-proof this and make it more portable for other uses. Right now we don't need it, so we won't add it. We'll just make these essentially booleans. I don't know how this packs memory as well. So I don't know if those being chars is like effective for like saving a little bit of memory. Also, we're only going to have one controller, so it really doesn't matter how big those are. We can make these like doubles or whatever. It wouldn't really matter. I guess like it would impact the performance of comparisons and stuff potentially, but probably not. Controller is mouse, yeah, and controller is not mouse basically. So there we go. We now have a controller. We have a controller that we've set up. We're using the controller. I may need to initialize the controller first, so I might want to pop that into here and just say controller equals, you know what, I don't even think I need to initialize. I think it's technically initialized to 0, so it should be fine. All right. We replace all this code to use the controller. So now we have a controller. The mouses should not be working. Let's add a if is key pressed E key M is mouse controller is mouse. Ah, there you go. Controller is mouse. Okay, whatever. Equals not whatever that is. I don't want is pressed. Is there like is key? Is key pressed is fine. Whatever. Yo, it's your boy Jay. Good to see you. Welcome. I made a bug. L? Oh, right. What's L? And T. Those were defined in here somewhere. Let's take those and put them here. I don't know where these numbers came from. Actually, I think I do, but I don't care. What's going on today, Shaboy J? Yay, the mouse doesn't do anything. When I press M, it also doesn't do anything. Nothing works. Oh, because I'm not calling update controller. Yeah, we'll put it here. Just got done hanging out with in VR chat with a bunch of cool folks. Got my PS2 USB converter translator soldered up, and it worked too. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, PS2 from USB. Yeah. Okay, controller works. And what about if I press M? Yeah. Left clicking doesn't work, so is key pressed for the mouse doesn't work. We can't do that. We need to actually find an input for that. But yeah, otherwise, like, this is great. Pretty sweet. Now use my 8-bit Do keyboard and mouse on 486. Sweet. While you're building shmup in an adventure game engine, neat stuff. I mean, it's just a bit of fun, you know, just having some fun with it all. My brain is having a holiday. I have any more coffee? Nope. Right, mouse input, mouse input, mouse input. Mouse input, sir. Mouse input. This is incorrect. Mouse is pressed. Mouse functions and properties. Fires mouse click event. Yeah, I don't want that. Is button down. It is there. I don't know why I couldn't find it when I tried it. Maybe the IntelliSense, the what's the actual name of that? I forget what it's called. Anyway, whatever. Hello mouse dot is button. It's there. I don't know. Left. There we go. Beep boop. Beep boop. Now we can move, probably. M to switch to mouse mode. Left click to shoot. I only managed to kill 2 guys. There you go. Oh, the ship wasn't fast enough to get to him. Not quite. Anyway, that's pretty cool. So press M to switch back to keyboard, and we can keyboard mode around. We can improve our guns and our wings and our thruster and our fuselage. Bigger knockback with the gun improvements as well. I'm streaming, buddy. My ship moves too fast with the fully upgraded wings. All right, so that's functional. What else do we want to do? This is all just like the debug menu. I'm just gonna create a function called draw debug menu. And this takes a drawing surface pointer DS. Let's make sure it still works. Cool, it does. Okay. Let's shunt this across a little bit as well. It's like off screen slightly. Let's make it a little bit more obvious. I don't know, 3. And also I want to go look at string.format in the documentation. See what functionality that actually has. String functions. Create a string containing 10, health, something out of something, like my name is something. String formatting section, %0xd, x zeros. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Maybe we should do a padded one. Okay, so this is pretty standard stuff. That's good to see. This is pretty standard. Don't think that's standard. So with that in mind, we could do like a instead of just doing the score, we could do 0 and then how many zeros do you want to display. Let's say we'll like assume that like 100,000 is plausible score. Might not be, but let's just assume that 100,000 is a plausible score. That is a number of things of 6. So let's do that. So there's our potential score there. As we add some guys and shoot them, score should go up. So there we go. We got a little bit of score. I think I want the score to show up when you kill a guy. And when you unlock a multiplier, I want it to like come up and like look cool as well. But that's something to just put in a note and come back to it. So let's do that. Oh, all right. Let's just check this off and we say add a controller struct update via mouse or KB. Well, let's write this. Let's do update via mouse, update via KB, update via controller. Let's just say joystick. Let's just say joystick. So we've done these two. We haven't done that one yet, but this is good. Bedtime. Hey, thank you very much for the good luck. You have a good sleep. Good to see you, Adrian. Always a pleasure, man. So that's good. We did that, and I had a thought and it's gone. Let's go back and see if this reminds me of anything. We refactored the code slightly. Nothing that interesting, really. All right. Yeah, so we'll work on the score stuff. All right, yeah, so the reason I went back here is because I wanted to look at this and say, put a little polish section in here. And we're going to say, have score show above, show at enemy when explode. Have multiplier show up big and flash on center screen as transparent element. make. There's probably a bunch of other polish, like add sounds and stuff, but you know. Tudo, hey, good to see ya. I am I'm still tired. Too dope. So last night I went to bed at like, what was it, like 2 something, 1 something. Well, I stopped to stream at around 1 o'clock or a little after that. I didn't go right to bed. I hadn't eaten and I was kind of hungry, so I ate a small bit of food. And while I was doing that, I decided to watch the latest episode of Silo. And then I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. So I didn't get much sleep last night either. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tonight on the main channel. Maybe I'll just stay here and hang out here and do game dev. But yeah, it's been a night. I mean, it's been a weekend. It's been a day. I don't know what's going on. But I'm making games and that's fun. See this. There you go. I want to make this small. Where's the font size? There you go. It fits on one line now. Kangaroo Rage 3. Imagine that. Is that a real thing? Could be. Don't know. Got something in my eye now. Good to see you being new as well. The shmuppin is shmuppinin'. I think we should probably take care of this sooner than later. Just so that there's no, like, I don't start piling code into places that I have to then restructure it later on. So let's just do a little bit of a state. It's going to throw another struct right here. Struct engine state, maybe. I'm using the word engine state instead of game state because there is a game state within the engine state that we want to maintain as well. Actually, thinking about this just like briefly, probably don't need a struct, probably just need an enum. Again, I forget how AGS does enums. I think it's really standard stuff and not that weird, but I just want to look at it. So it's just like this. What about other enum types? They're always integer types. There's no like weird stuff. Okay. And then usage of enums is what? You got to create like a direction. Oh, these are just like standard enums, I guess, or something. I don't really know what I'm looking at now. I don't know how their enum keyword works, you know? That's what I'm talking about. Bit flags. Good. So yeah, they're globally accessible. Did I search for enums wrong? This is standard enums. Enumerated types. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and that's the thing. Yeah, okay. That's pretty standard stuff here. Qbert flags enabled. Just a bunch of swear words. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And maybe make a fresh cup of coffee? Not sure. It's like 4:15. I'll go in a minute. My eyes are now sore from rubbing them. I shouldn't have rubbed my eyes. I think I might have rubbed some moisturizer into my eye and it's stinging. I got sunburnt while I was away. And so my skin's been peeling. I've been putting on some moisturizer to try and help with that. I don't know if it's helping. I think it's still peeling. Yeah, so let's just make an enum. Enum, engine, state, and it'll just be... wait. The definitions... just like straight up, right? Yeah, we don't need to type them because it's always an int or whatever. I feel like I'm crashing in like the last 10 minutes. I've just been like losing my brain a lot more. Okay, so let's just type in the words. We'll just say E. I don't want to do E. I mean, E's fine, I guess. E, engine, menu. Are they comma separated or are they? They are. Okay. I wonder how much trouble I would really be having with this if I wasn't as tired as I am. Probably a little bit less, but maybe an equal amount. Let me go look at my states that I typed in. Configuration. So we start with the menu. It's like then we'll have like just like continue game will be the only option on the menu. And options maybe, but options I don't think we'll have. I think I'll just have like a toggle button on the menu for like the main menu will be like continue game, exit, so you can like that's a way of closing the Game Boy, the console, and enable mouse. And if you enable mouse, that will be like enabling mouse input for moving and shooting and stuff like that. So that's what the menu will have. Then we'll have ship configuration. Then we'll have gameplay mode. Those are all the states that we need for engine state. So we're just going to have menu. Then we're going to have ship config and E engine gameplay. And that's it. And then we're going to have an enum for game state. Oh my gosh, there's already a game state. Gameplay state. And this enum will have E gameplay. What did I write again? Active, pause, game over, and win. Okay. Then I'm just going to have a engine state, and game play state, game state. Okay. Having some extreme winds, so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep either. Oh man, that's rough. I hope the winds settle down for you. Better be awake if there's any risk of power outage in the middle of winter anyway. Yeah, that's true. Jeez. Yeah, jeez. Stay safe as best you can. That sucks. Oops. I think I was asking for this a long time ago. Yeah, it's good that it's in the game object and not like, you know, some other easier to think of place. I was pausing, but the dust rendering is not pausing. I think update dust both draws and updates, but so does this. So hang on a second. We'll have to put if statements inside of these functions, I guess. Also, where did the paused message go? Oh, update dust is like way too high. Way too early. That's the word I was looking for. We have to move these things to the top. All right. Ayush, hello. I'm gonna say XCOM. I've lost the context on that one, Ayush. Sorry. Alright, so it says game pause, but the background's still scrolling, but everything else has stopped. So it is pausing. It's just that we handle the background scrolling differently. And we have this like pulsating game pause thing as well, which is kind of cool. I'm just estimating where it needs to go at the moment. It needs to go across to the right a little bit more and up a lot. So maybe make this like 80. Maybe make this like 60. And let's lower these numbers. That seems roughly centered. Okay, I can live with that. What else is there? So we don't want the background to scroll, which is probably still being handled here somewhere. Yeah. So we don't want, I mean, yeah, that's fine, but this is no longer fine. We need like actual coordinates for this. For now, like that's fine as a timer, I guess. Just using a timer to kill it, but this will need to be moved. This can be just moved inside of the update. For now, we'll just put this here. And that will mean it'll pause when we pause as well, which will be also nice. There you go. Making the pause button work better would be good too. Yeah, the background now pauses. How good is that? So the timer actually doesn't pause, so the game will still time out. Which we never really intended that bit to be the way we detect if you finished the level or not, but it's just a timer right now. So technically, like, this will... Oh, look, I can make it run at half speed by just holding down the pause button, so it toggles on and off pausing. Okay, good. Guys get paused too. Oh, look at that. We pause it on like the first frame of the explosion. Pretty good. All right, I gotta make those toggle buttons work better, like mouse in enablement and pause screen. Gotta make those toggle. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired. Maybe I'll take that bathroom break and refresh my water. I've got no water, so get some water. I'll be right back. I'm going to keep working on this. I'm having fun with it, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't regret working on this too much in the future. Hopefully I don't look at this and go, ah, why did I do that? But right now, I sort of just what I've done is just broken out everything into, like, you know, I'm going to draw the config screen in a separate routine, the menu in a separate routine, the game, etc. So, like, you know, the game won't be updating unless we're in game mode. We should be drawing a menu which should allow us to select continue game or toggle the mouse enabled or not. We'll make all the menu items clickable objects as well as selectable with the keyboard. We'll also display instructions on the menu screen. So the menu screen will say, like, press A to shoot and S to bomb or whatever the functionality is. We'll add a few things like that. It'll be good. Maybe we'll put a help screen in, so it'll, like, say, like, how to play. Like, maybe we'll put a how to play screen in with some extra. So the basic input instructions will be on screen, and then if you go into the help section, it'll tell you, like, about the gameplay. Like, oh, you need to configure your ship using these configuration options, and you can. The goal is to destroy all the enemies and not get exploded by the end of the level. Beat the boss. You know, just some basic explanations about what the game is, so that people can, like, you know, if you've never played this kind of game before, you'll get some help there. That's probably a good idea. What else could I do? I don't know. There's quite a lot we could do. Anyway, yeah, I think I want to finish working on this state so that we can get through all of the different states. Pause the game works now. Technically, gameplay mode works. I'm going to put that in big quotes because that's not really done, but it's functional-ish. So we want just the menu and the ship configuration screen to be there, and then once those are done, we can start, like, fiddling with some other ideas as well, like the economy of, like, how to select the upgrades for your ship that you're going to take into the level. I want that to have, like, an economy to it, so there's, like, a limited number of points that you can spend, and, you know, like, oh, I really wish I could have more armor and more firepower, but the cost is prohibitive and stuff like that. Probably make an intro page of the minigame with basic gameplay instructions. Yeah, I could probably do something. Yeah, I don't know, like having like a basic instructions come up when you load the game, and then like when you first go in or something like that, and then have the help screen give even more details if you need it. So maybe the first screen of the help screen is the first screen that you see. And then when you press any button, it takes you to the main menu. You can go back into the help screen, and then you can select like page 2 or page 3, whatever, how many pages we have. Something like that. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get that water, use the bathroom. I'll be back, and we'll continue working on the game. Maybe I'll do some graphics soon. Maybe that'll be fun to work on for a bit. Welcome back. Ducks. Alright, yes. Thank you for the welcome back. I feel very tired. I'm probably not going to stream on the main channel tonight. I just talked to my wife as well, and dinner's going to be ready sometime in the next couple of hours. I'll probably go eat that and watch TV with the family instead of streaming tonight. I don't think I'll be that entertaining. I'll probably be too tired and annoyed at Police Quest to have fun with it. So, although I think we're really close to the end of Police Quest, it feels like we're getting close. So, busting some crooks and putting them in the dunny might wake you up. It might wake me up. I think chances are I'll just be like a bit of a zombie. So, and I don't mind being a bit of a zombie here on this channel, because like it's about the game dev and not about me being super entertaining. But yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit too slow, I think. I'm a bit too slow to Police Quest right now. Let me just turn the music. Yeah, I'll put the music down to like there. All right. I forget what I was gonna do. I'll just go create a menu now. Let's create a little menu system. Oh, I did say I wanted to make these toggleable. I'm thinking, which is why I'm just staring off into the distance. I'm thinking about button repeats and stuff like that. This engine, I don't think gives us the low-level access to the operating system. Probably not a bad thing that it doesn't do that in this case, but it does mean that we can't, like, you know, when you press like A on the keyboard in a text editor, and it just does one A, but then you hold it down and then it starts spamming more A's like this, like A, and then it spams a bunch of A's, but it's not like spamming them one every frame kind of thing. You want that almost in a menu. You kind of want that in a menu, but we could probably get away with just having something else. So like let's say we have like repeatable button inputs, and we can be like we'll abstract this as well. So create a struct. It's not really abstracting it, it's more compartmentalizing it, I guess. We'll call this struct a repeat button or repeat input, and we'll just say like bool. No, wait, we're not allowed to do this. We aren't allowed to do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do dictionary, inputs, repeat. No, we don't want to use dictionary. Let's do repeat inputs. Wait, how does array definition go in AGS again? I've just searched I've just searched the AGS documentation for AGS, so you know I'm working, my brain's at 100%. I don't want a dynamic array, I just want an array. Just regular array. Just give me a regular array. I don't want a dynamic array, I just want an array. Oh wait, they're always a dynamic array? Interesting. When you resize it, it clears everything. Is that right? And I seem to recall that's how it works. Create a new larger array, save it to a temporary variable, copy the elements from the old array into the new one, assign the new array to you. Yeah, okay. Resizing is very loosely defined, I think. Let's just create an array. So we want to do one like this. But we want to actually have a size to our array, I guess. So can I just do int repeat input and just do like I don't know, like three we'll create 300 of these, because who cares about memory, right? 90% 3 police quests, that's good, that's good. I wouldn't mind playing police quests, it's just that I think I would be boring on stream, or like just a little bit too chaotic, perhaps. I don't know. It wouldn't be, I don't think it would be a good one tonight. So I blame myself. Then I'm just gonna say function update repeat inputs, something like that. And then I'm gonna be like repeat inputs wait, we need a for loop for int I equals 0, I is less than 300, I plus plus. Equals and I literally don't know what I'm doing right now. This is insane. Okay, I gotta take a step back. Sound like I have a cold? I don't have a cold. Maybe I'm a little parched. I don't have a cold though. Redeem sip. I did a little bit more than a sip. What I was thinking about this was like having the lower bit indicate whether it's pressed, and then using the upper bits to count how long it's been pressed for. And if it reaches a certain number, reset the counter and turn off so that it turns back on again and triggers. But I don't know why I was thinking to do that. It's kind of like a little bit too much, right? What about I don't do this and I simply implement the simple version, which is, hey, let's just say, let's just create a boolean right here. And just say is pause button down equals false. And do the same for is, I don't even know if I'm going to keep a pause button, but I'll put it in there for now just for fun. And then is mouse button down equals false. That could be confusing naming, but I don't care right now. Let's just keep it simple. So just do the pause one to start with. We're just going to say if this or this, no wait. Yeah, if this and this is not true, this equals true, else this equals false. That's a toggle button right there. So then we just do that, but different. So for some reason I did that for the pause. I did the pause one on this. I'm very awake. I'm very alert and correct. Oh, nothing is a mistake. I've made 0 mistakes today. And 0 weird ideas. And 0 overcomplicated ideas. 100% good ideas today. So this has become the mouse button down button. There you go. Theoretically, that'll do what I want. Theoretically. I mean, who knows right now? Yeah, see, it's not doing what I want. And I don't know why. Okay, it's still screwed up. Let's just logic our way through this list of things. Okay, I can see why this is happening. See, now that's perfect code right there. Perfect code. Yay, it works perfectly now. The M button should also work perfectly. So it'll only trigger once. It's very good. It's basically perfect. So, like, if I wanted this to be a thing... Like, if I wanted to functionalize this logic and encapsulate it, it just seems like too much work to do that. And it's probably easier just to copy and paste this where I need it. That's probably what I'll do. Let's make a menu with that in mind. Oh, we crashing. We're in an infinite loop. Wonder why we hit an infinite loop. Hmm. Weird. That can't be it, though. Weirdly, it might be it. I think I did a plus something, but I forgot to do the multiplier on the something. Weirdly, that seems to have been the reason that the game didn't continue to render. I wonder if the switch statement was like, because I don't have a default handler for it, that was causing some kind of weird crash. Okay, and the up doesn't work because I did that. I just copied and pasted code and didn't remember to update it. Oh, it seems to kind of work actually. Up will work, but only not when you're trying to wrap. Wrapping doesn't work because of the reasons that wrap doesn't work. But wrapping downward works. So you got like continue, help, and enable mouse control. We haven't mapped enter to start button, so we have to do that. This doesn't wrap, so it's basically got to be like minus minus, and then like if we just do 3 plus this, again, I'm just doing this because I'm not sure what precedence modulus takes in AGS script. And so if I just do this, it's also kind of, I don't know how readable this is, but it feels kind of readable. It's not pretty, but I can understand it quickly when I look at it, so that in theory should work. I'll just quickly test that. Yeah, so now that works perfectly. So we wrap around nicely in the menu, and when we press enter, nothing happens because I didn't do the code for that. So let's go do that. Where's our controller update? Here it is. So essentially, we want to take this, paste it here, and change this to key return. There we go. Now we should be able to start the game. So we should be able to open it, open the console, and click continue, and it should go and start the game. Which it does. Perfect. And if we hit P, it pauses the game. I should make that handleable by return and P. So we'll hard code it so P works. We'll also use the controller start for pausing as well. Change this to be let's say pull pause pressed equals that or return. Oh, sorry, no, that's not right. We don't want to use return. We want to use the controller. Controller dot start equals 1. Or I guess is not equal to 0 to semi-future proof it. There we go. This might introduce an issue with the menu. When we press enter on the menu, we're actually holding down enter when the gameplay starts, so it's going to immediately pause. And we need to unpause. So what I might do for that, kind of have to move this to do it, but where we draw the menu here, we can set this to true here. Sorry, not here. Here. That'll short circuit it so that it doesn't trigger the pausing when you first press enter. It's a little bit of a hack. What we should probably do is trigger the menu stuff on key up, which is what most operating systems would do. But yeah, effectively the same result here. So that will work, and then I can still press enter to pause the game. So we'll leave that as it is, I think, for now. Hacks are great. Okay, so instead of going in directly into game, obviously we want to go to ship configuration first. So for now, let's just do draw debug menu. And get rid of it from here. And when we do draw menu, instead of going to gameplay, we'll go to config. And we'll take this and we'll put it right here. And we'll do the same thing here, except for instead of that, we'll go to engine state, gameplay. Oh, and we can get rid of this bit. We'll leave this trick in place though. And we'll also do it well, I guess that's fine. It might actually just work here. So let's just check this. In theory, we go select continue. Brings up the debug menu, which it's not doing. Press enter again, and it should bring me into the game, but it's not. I don't know why. Draw debug menu, draw config screen is not being called, I don't think. So must remember to put in the call to the thing so that you can see the thing do its thing. Of course. Okay, so continue. We got our debug screen. Press enter, and we got our gameplay screen. So we don't want all this stuff on screen. This should be on the config screen. There. Oh, we don't have a break here? That explains why it was showing up. And default. Let's just say ds.draw string congratulations, you wrecked it. Oh wait, that's got to have a bunch of other stuff. Let's put it all where the score goes. There we go. Okay, help enable mouse control and continue. So we can go do our ship configuration. We should draw the player ship in here too. Also, add guy won't do anything right now, but when we start the game, there will be a bunch of dudes. Which is kind of fun. Cool. Cool. I mean, it's basically 90% done. When we draw a config screen, so I guess we just want to do like the part where we draw the player sprite, which happens during gameplay rendering. Wherever that is. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's going to be this part. So we essentially want to take this. No, we want to take this. And we want to change this to be an actual coordinate. So let's just say, I forget the dimensions of the screen, but we should be able to say screen width minus screen width divided by 4. And do the same with screen height. I don't know why I put a semicolon there. And this will be player index. Continue. So we're drawing this guy down here, and we should be able to change like the stuff, and we get to see it. Let's do medium thruster, medium wings, maximum guns, maximum fuselage, add a bunch of guys, and then press enter. Oh, he exploded a lot of guys just there. All right. But yeah, that's totally playable now. Oh, I can't pause. Oh, you know why we can't pause? Is because if it's in mouse mode, the mouse doesn't have an input for pausing. So I didn't map one. So we can't pause it. So it might be, I might make it so controller always works, but mouse is just enable disable, and then so instead of doing an else, we just do mouse first if it's enabled, otherwise just do the controller update. Anyway, that's great. It is a very good functional game now. It's basically complete. Whenever you press escape, this is what comes up. So we need a different way of bringing up a way to exit. So maybe making the pause screen have a menu built in, and then you can go back to the configurator or like back to the main menu and stuff like that. And yeah, again, like I said, timer has a thing. Once it goes past an amount of time, it'll just like flick you out of there. So there's that. What else should I do? We need to be able to kill the player at some point too. We have to handle like game over mode. So let's just like quickly look at our states. What are we actually handling? We've got, so on gameplay level, we handle pausing. We don't handle game over or win just yet. Those are not handled. So these are to-do items. And in terms of engine state, I don't know why I'm calling it engine state. I don't know if that's probably like a really bad name, but I couldn't think of something else. So this is fine though. We have gameplay mode enabled. We have menu mode enabled. We have ship config enabled. So that's all the placeholders are in place for all of those. Obviously, we need to implement more functionality here and in the gameplay so that none of them are complete, but at least they are supported at a basic level. Gameplay wise, I think, yeah, the next thing is probably like win state, lose state. I genuinely don't know what I want to do for win state or for lose state. I guess for lose state, it's just a pause screen except it says game over, right? That's probably what I'll do. Makes sense. So I'll just go get draw pause screen and I'll change it so it says game over in the fail screen. And I might as well do the same for the win state. Just change it to say you win, you lose, and then you're done. Lose state, large explosion, fade to black, game over. Yeah, the device itself melts from your hands. You have to go to the shop and buy a new one. Oh man, who puts game overs in video games? Yeah, I should do that. The draw fail screen will happen if you go into the game over mode. You won't go into the game over mode unless something happens. Let's just say is key pressed, E key K. Game state equals E gameplay game over. Probably don't want this to happen every single time. So... Hi, Asp. Good to see you. What did I do wrong? Oh, you're gonna do that from the pause screen? Okay. Yeah, you don't get repeats of the sound effects because of the way I programmed that. All right. Good. Obviously, we're not going to do that for those sound effects or for how we decide whether or not to play them. I just wanted to put it in quickly. But it's good to see that the win screen and the fail screen are now technically we've got a placeholder for them, so that's good. What else is there? I think that's all the states are handled now. Good. I think the menu needs to look better, obviously, like, you know, we want that to look better. We also want it to be able to handle button inputs with regard to mouse. So I'll make those like IM elements, but also have that they're highlighted for selection with the keyboard. So if you click on it, and if you keyboard on it, either way, it'll perform the same action. I guess I can do that now. Where's the part where we draw menu items? Yeah. So then we just say I am button DS. Our X and Y is 70 and whatever this is. Width and height, button width and height. So make those like I don't know, 50 and 11. and the string label would be the... Right, we have to do string.format %s. Wait, we don't have to do that because it's just this. So border is a color. So we'll just go with ds.drawing color bg. Let's just say int border equals this, int bg equals this, and int fg equals this, and we can delete that. And we can just say border bg and fg. I guess it changes to bb, bounding box, which is also the border. And then we can just pass those into here instead of that. So we just do bb, bg, and fg. Don't know if you want those optional values at all. So then we can just say get rid of that line, change these. So we've got like the border is that color, the background is like that color, and the foreground is that color. You know what, let's flip these. Right. Okay, menu's a little cooler. Obviously, enable mouse control is going to need to be cleaned up. But the menu's functional. I can still hit enter, but when I click on them, which I can't get back to it, there's no way to go back. But yeah, when I click on them, I need to handle it. So basically, I want to say like an if statement on here, and then we have a switch on I and case 0. One and 3. And those will be like calling whatever they're supposed to do. So in this case, it'll be start, or I guess continue game. Yeah. So this will be, I can just do this, change this to handle menu item I. And then I can also change this, instead of being like this, I can say handle, oops, handle menu item, and it'll be just menu index here. I gotta create that function. I guess I'll make this a capital H to be consistent with naming. And we can take the code from here. And put it in here. Function. There we go. That's better. Is mouse button, no wait, controller is mouse equals not that. Man, I guess that'll work. So for this one, if I equals 2, which is the enable mouse control, ds.draw circle ds.draw drawing color equals fg draw circle at 72. We'll do 52 plus that, and the radius will be, actually want this to be a bit bigger, make it 5 and 3 or 2 even. That's it. And we say if controller is mouse, do that. No, wait. Bugs in my game? Impossible. We change that to capital H. All right, this game is going to be great. In theory, this should work. I don't know. Maybe I screwed something up. My brain's not super good right now with the tiredness. Hey there. Thank you very much for the new follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Feel free to lurk or jump in the chat. Say hello. I have anonymous follows. So it's currently the border color, which means it's not enabled. Press enter, it should become enabled, but it's not. Maybe I programmed it poorly or something. Let me handle menu item. Menu index. Menu index will be 2. I've put a 3 here because I'm an idiot. Okay. Oh. Oh. That's a little broken. I will have to fix that. Why is my offset incorrect? I thought I'd fixed that already. Oh, I think I know why, actually. I think I only set the offset inside of the draw debug elements or whatever it's called. In here. Yeah, I do the IM offset here. This needs to be done at the beginning of the loop, basically. Like, it needs to be consistently handled. I guess here. And in theory, like if we wanted to be nice at the end of this, we should probably do that to 0, 0, I think. So if anything else wants to use that library, it could. Undefined symbol DS. It's because it's not available yet. Also, I don't really know if I need to pass the DS in to this function. It's like superfluous, I think. Yeah, it's not even handled. So... oh, it's DS height. Oh, yeah, we kind of need it then. All right. I mean, we don't really. We could get it from the other thing, but whatever. All right, so that's all good. And then what about the mouse? Yeah, so the mouse coordinates are corrected now. Why did that happen? Why would it change which thing's enabled? Why would it change which thing's highlighted when I click the mouse? Am I reusing I somewhere? I probably am. I'm reusing I somewhere. It must be it. I don't know. Or menu index. Something's getting updated when it shouldn't. Doesn't look like it though. Actually don't know. I don't know what's triggering it. Unless somehow this handler is doing it, but... I just don't see how it would be. I could debug this later on. Maybe it's picking it up from this somehow. Maybe this is causing it. I gotta check out how I'm handling controller start stuff. I wonder if somehow... Yeah, I don't know, actually. I do not know. Who cares? Nobody cares. Doesn't matter. This is like, we can fix bugs later. That's a bit of a weird one that my brain's like not prepared to handle right now. Let's just look at the thing and make sure. Okay, so if we go... We toggle it on. We should toggle it off. Okay. Seems to... Oh! Haha! We enable the mouse. I get it. That's actually really funny. The player X and Y coordinates. I know what the bug is. We can make it move. When we enable this, it's virtually pressing the up and down buttons to move the player coordinates to where the mouse cursor is when we enable this. So in theory, if I enable it, it should, yeah, move up and down. I can get it to move up and down by moving the mouse around. Which is kind of funny, because like a virtual controller. So when we're in gameplay... Oh, I can't start the game in mouse mode either, because I can't press enter. So yeah, anyway, I get why it's happening. That's actually really funny. Basically, I want to just not make this handled inside of an if statement. This should just always happen, and the mouse should only happen. Yeah, it does turn off the keyboard, but also turns off the... it also... Yeah, it's the moving around that I was confused by. But yeah, enable mouse. Continue. Add a bunch of guys. Upgrade our guns to max. Thruster. And wings. And hit enter to start. Oh, I didn't enable mouse? Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought I did enable mouse though. Weird. Oh, it's gonna do all this. I guess I can do this first. The mouse might still cancel that stuff though, because it's gonna set it to off. You know what? Maybe maybe I'll leave it inside the if statement, but I just move start out. Since the mouse doesn't have a start button, that's probably the way to do it. So I can enable that, and then I can continue. I can upgrade my wings, my thruster, my guns, add a bunch of guys, start the game, shoot a bunch of guys. I don't really like the way the movement works with the mouse. I could do a better job of that. But that would give mouse control analog movement, whereas the keyboard doesn't have analog movement. What's up? Are they just the ones from the freezer? 3? Yeah, thank you. This game's gonna be pretty sick though. Imagine like flying around and like defeating all of the alien enemies while you're getting a maximum high score and avoiding all of the attacks. It'll be really good. Also, I never programmed in bound, so you can technically like fly forever off the screen if using keyboard input. I should probably add bounds at some point for the player movement. I'm just thinking about other options for gameplay mechanics that we could add too, because I want the game to be interesting and fun, but also challenging. We also need to represent hit points and lives as well. If you enable the mouse, I still want to be able to use the keyboard to like do up down on the menu. And so that might mean I need to unify things the way I said I should unify things. Yeah. I'm going to think about that a little bit more offline. I think I've got an idea of it. I'm just a bit tired So I don't want to screw it up right now, so I'll just leave it as it is. It's kind of technically it's broken and doesn't work properly, but I will unify it. I'm going to put a note to unify mouse and keyboard input a little better. But yeah, menu done, ship configuration done, gameplay mode done, active, pause, game over, win. We've got all those states in. It doesn't mean that they're done. Obviously, we haven't finished all of those things, otherwise the game will be finished. But we've done those to the point where like they're active and they can technically work. So that's a good thing. I'm going to say unify the mouse / keyboard inputs so they don't interfere with each other much. There will be some interference, I think, when you're in mouse mode, but I'm not sure how to deal with that, to be honest. Like, it's just going to be the case that the ship is going to want to go where the mouse is, no matter what keyboard inputs you do. You can't take over control. The mouse will be in control still. But like things like the menu and stuff like that should totally respect the player's input. So I'll basically put in something to like, if I'm in menu state, then the input for the mouse shouldn't really be affecting anything. But if I'm in the game, it should basically only be in gameplay where mouse is impacting it. But also we can unify it the way it works in there as well. So anyway, that's something to think about in the future. Subpixel coordinates for, so basically separate the visual representation from the gameplay coordinate system, essentially, is what I'm saying there. Which is something you probably want to do in like most games that you make. You probably want to have a separate coordinate space that's not necessarily representing one-to-one to the pixels, because you often do want to have movement and other things that are not affected by like where you are pixel space. You want to have it like where you are coordinate space. It's pretty common, especially when you're moving into things that take physics or even like rudimentary like physics systems. You want to have like yeah, sub-pixel coordinate spaces often. So it's a good idea to separate the coordinate space from the rendering space, is essentially what I'm saying. So we should probably just do that at some point soon. It will mean that we have tighter bounds for like things like movement and stuff like that too. It'll be interesting to see how that works. It'll it could lead to effects where a bullet looks like it should have hit something when it doesn't, and that's because that sub-pixel space is like missed by like one coordinate, whereas on the screen pixel space it looks like it went right through it. So we can affect that by adding an epsilon value to collision detection. So essentially like inflating one of the two colliders could be a way to deal with that. So we could actually make it the bullets skate past the player, but they don't skate past the enemy, by adding an epsilon value only on the enemy calculations for collisions. So that's something else we can think about as well. So that might be a next time thing. I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit drained. I think I've had less than 8 hours sleep in the last 48 hours. I'm probably on like 6 hours sleep or so. Maybe a little bit better than that. Maybe it's close to 8. But still, it's not enough to stream tonight for gaming, unfortunately. And it's also probably not enough for me to keep making this game right now. I have a new job starting on Monday as well, so it's probably a good idea to get a good night's sleep tonight and not stream late again like I've been doing. When I didn't want to stop playing Police Quest last night, but I did get too tired to finish it, so tomorrow, it'll have to be a tomorrow game. Maybe we could draw some enemies or something, like just for fun. Maybe we could draw something cool. Sort of feels a little cramped here, but that's okay. Let's see. Turn on the mirror mode. Let's see, what can we draw? Is this cool? I don't know. Maybe it's not cool. Not very cool. What if we change it so it's like narrower? What if we go... Oops. Looks kind of like a crayfish. Yeah. What if we don't do that? Or if we do something better, that's cool. Or if we just do them like a mine, you know, like just a little mine that you have to avoid. It'd be fun. Something like this. We just have mines come in. And like, if you get close, they like expand. That could be cool. Morning, Proton. You got here just in time to say hello. I'm gonna log off in like a minute. But it's good to see you, man. What's going on? Turn off mirroring now. Let's just do some rough shading. What about this dark section? Let's do that. Have an even darker gray to choose from. Maybe like this one. Oh geez, that's pretty dark. This one. All right, there you go. That's not very good. I don't like it. Slightly better. What if that's just like the core? What if that's just the core and then here on this layer we can have like, just take the tones from like here, do it dark first. So we do like this. I feel like I have less colors to work with than I thought I did. Maybe I'm wrong. That's sick. I just have 3 reds, huh? Okay. This is sick, Proton. Oh, this sounds really good, man. I really like that. The beat. The tempo is like pretty good tempo. Feels like something I could like program to very comfortably. Let me take all these elements into a new thing. Let's just do 16 by 16, I guess, or 18 by 18. I have no idea what the scale of this thing is. It's like not much. I hope. I feel like I want these to be like more red. Hey mate, I'm streaming. Stop. All food's ready. Thanks, bud. Cool. All right. I made a new sprite with that's the mine. So the mine will enter the screen and like open up. And then if the player gets close to the mine, it'll like start shaking. And if the player gets really close, it'll start shaking on glowing. And eventually it'll explode. I haven't drawn the explosion, obviously, but we'll add that too. And then we'll pack it into our enemy's PNG for use in the game. So we'll call this one mine. Might as well save this. So yeah, we'll add it into this sprite sheet, I guess, as well. So we'll do a similar explosion for it. Actually, it'll be able to explode a bit cooler because it'll be basically, you know, if it touches the player, it'll get angry. I also have it so like it drifts towards the player. It's like attracted to the player if the player gets close. Another thing I wanted to do was have a player proximity for bullets. As bullets fly past a player, it'll increase the multiplier if you skim enough bullets. So we'll have like some value, like if you're close enough to a bullet, that value will increase, and if it fills up, it'll increase the multiplier by 1. And it'll get harder to fill, obviously, the higher the multiplier currently is. Something like that. I don't know. I'll think about that too. Sounds like a fun way to get like higher scores is like dodging bullets, but closely. So yeah. I think that's it for me for today. I'm probably not going to be live on the main channel today. With apologies. I'm sorry about that. So yeah. What do we do today? Let's go look at our thing. Our, whatever this thing's called, document. Write it up, and then I'm going to go eat some food. So, we added mines. Bam. Well, we haven't added mines, we've drawn the mines. Enter and open. Attracted to player. Shake on proximity 1. Glow on proximity. I know, mate. I'm coming. 2. Explode on contact player. So, actually, what I'll do is I'll copy this day 57. I'll paste it here. And in this one, I'll alter this. So I'll say animate open, animate proximity 1, and animate proximity 2, and animate explosion. And I'll just check off all of these except for this one and copy that one down here. Cool. So, is there anything else that we completed? Not really. But this is some good stuff. So, actually, what I'll do is I'll delete this because we didn't need that. And we can delete all the completed things. So I'll just do this. Yep, that's good. Get rid of all the state management stuff. Cool. Change that to 58. Alright, so that's what day 58 is going to look like. Day 57 went well. I said it was going to be a short one. We ended up streaming for nearly 4 hours, which is pretty decent. Obviously, I was away for a minute there with a break in the middle, so, you know, it's not not a full 4 hours, but given it's a tired day, I think we did good. I want to be back on as soon as I can tomorrow. Like, I'll try my best to get started earlier tomorrow. I had a pretty full day today, actually, this morning, spending some time with family. So, you know, that's life. That's life. But this is going really, really well. I'm very happy. Whoa. Did somebody just follow? Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I have anonymous follows on the channel, so thank you very much. If you want to say hi in the chat, feel free. I'm gonna do something else now. I'm gonna go eat dinner and spend time with family again, so but I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for the follow. We're going to, what are we gonna do? Continue working on the game. We're getting back to the adventure game soon. It looks like we should have this mostly finished. I will come back and do polish on this shmup a little bit before we release it. Obviously we want to put sound effects and other stuff in the game. But it's getting super close to being like ready to design and implement more seriously the gameplay side of the shmup part of the minigame. And then once that's done, we obviously want to design in the puzzle mechanics, so make sure that like it's basically impossible to finish it unless you have the right ship configuration. And then we want to implement a cheat strategy as well somehow. So we'll add that. You know, if you get the strategy guide, use strategy guide on the console, it enables the cheat mode. So when you combine the strategy guide with the game console, cheat mode's enabled, and then you can skip it. So people who really don't want to play a shmup can skip it. Even though it'll be made very easy when you use the right configuration and impossible when you don't have the right configuration. So it should be pretty, hopefully it'll be clear to the player that they are failing because they haven't selected the right configuration. And I will have enough, hopefully enough permutations of configuration that they're not going to sit there and try and brute force it. And they'll actually like look for a solution in the world and find the strategy guide. And then they'll use that to solve the puzzle. Hopefully hopefully that works. Hopefully people realize and they don't just bang their head against the wall. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that direction. Feels like the game's coming together in a way that's it's going to be pretty fun. There's a lot of like polish that needs to be done on the shmup to like really elevate it. I need a soundtrack for it. Which I might even ask Proton if Proton wants to help out with a soundtrack for the game, for the mini game. Proton and a couple other people sent through sound effects for shooting effects, so I might fiddle with those next time. We'll add some sounds to the game. It should make it cooler. Oh, you did a joke one? Oh, okay. I haven't listened to any of them yet. I haven't caught up on Discord today. I was planning to catch up on Discord today and I didn't, so you know. But tomorrow we should have time for that, for playing with sound effects and stuff. I haven't heard from Old School Jay much lately, so I'm going to reach out to him and see how he's going with the music ideas. Because if he's happy to continue working on all the music, then that's great. But otherwise, yeah, we'll work it out. I'll work it out with some other musicians as well. But I need to learn music, I think. Finish Fame for this new upcoming AAA Idol soundtrack. Exactly. It's good to see you, Micron. Good to see you all. I hope you had a good time hanging out. I don't think I'm going to raid anybody today. I'm just going to shut down the stream and go do stuff because I'm a little bit too tired, I think, to engage properly in a raid. But if you want to go raid someone, go do that, coordinate that yourselves, I guess. You can all go visit somebody and say that you were just here if you like. That might be weird though. Maybe don't do that. I'm pretty sure I had something important that I wanted to say, but I don't know what it is. I'm starting a new day job on Monday. I still should hopefully do a game dev stream on Monday evening and see you there. I'll be continuing as normal. The only thing is Thursday and Friday daytime dev streams won't be happening. I'll try and do Thursday nights. Obviously, Friday nights aren't going to happen because I'm doing normal gaming streams then, but Saturday and Sunday should be back in. I haven't been doing all the Monday nights in the past, like 6 months or so. I'll probably start doing Monday nights more regularly to try and make up for the missing Thursday, Friday dev streams. So we'll keep pushing on it, and this game should be done hopefully before the end of next month. And sound effects, audio for voice acting, all of that kind of stuff. Hopefully we'll get all of that in place. Hopefully. There's a lot to do for this game still. It's much bigger. Just the idea of adding voice acting increases the scope of the game by so much. But hopefully I can get a session with a voice actor or two. We can get a bunch of voice acting done and just like, you know, call it done. And obviously those are going to be voluntary voice actors, but if the game blows up and makes a bajillion dollars, obviously I'll pay people, but I can't afford to pay people. So hopefully I can get some voluntary voice acting done. Yes. Anyway, that's enough from me. I will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Have fun making your own games. Refraction, Proton, everybody else who's making games, Coburn. Cheers, BJI Corp. Cheers, man. Thank you very much, everyone. See you soon. Bye.